Tensions in the Middle East have escalated sharply with renewed concerns around the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil choke points. Roughly a fifth of global oil supply passes through Hormuz, so any blockage has immediate implications for global energy markets, inflation expectations, and risk sentiment. Oil prices were already trading at a premium before this latest escalation. The big question now is, how much farther can prices run? And how are traders managing the risk? To help us break this down, we're joined by Marco Saggese, VP of Clearing and Execution Sales at StoneX. Welcome back, Marco.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming at such late notice. I know you're very busy today. We've talked about the Strait of Hormuz closing for quite a while now, and it's here. Now, like I said in my intro, oil prices were already trading above levels suggested by pure supply and demand fundamentals before the escalation. So how much of today's price is geopolitics and how stretched are we?
So there's a lot of things going on here. So what do we know right now is that the US is attacking Iran. Iran are retaliating. We know that the leader is being killed. We know that retaliatory strikes have gone across Qatar, Kuwait, UAE. So we're seeing a lot of things going on that we do know. What we don't know is how this is going to end up. And the uncertainty is what's driving the prices right now. Mm-hmm. So we have all these unknowns of what's actually going to happen. How is this going to develop? How are we going to see this? So we've seen volatility rise up to 70% right now on front month Brent. It's as strong as it has been for a long while now. This would be expected with the move we've had over the day. But at the same time, you can look at this and go, compare this to other moments we've had in the past. And I think probably the most important one would be the Ukraine invasion. Mm-hmm. This is not as bad as then. The prices haven't moved that much yet. Yeah. I mean, we are day one of the markets opening, mm-hmm. So anything can happen. It's just that uncertainty that's keeping the markets buoyant right now, but it really isn't as strong as we could have expected it to be.
Well, actually, that leads me to my next question, because prices have gone up, but not as much as we expected. And everybody keeps talking and focusing on the Strait of Hormuz being closed and what that means. I mean, at the end of the day, how is it going to be affected if this is days versus weeks? And are we talking about a spike and fade or structurally higher oil?
So let's just go back in history a little bit here, first of all. The Strait of Hormuz has always been crucial. Mm-hmm. For 40 years, we've been talking about how important it is. There have been events happen there all the time. It's never really been fully closed. Now we're hearing it's closed, and then it's not closed, and we don't really know what's going on there. It is very important to know how long that is going to be shut for. And that is purely what people are looking at right now. Yeah. It is just simply how long is this going to last for? Because we're looking at supply chains. Now we know the market's oversupplied. At the same time, we've got sanctions on Russia, we've got sanctions on Iran, and now we have possibly the Straits of Hormuz closed. How is this going to affect everybody around the rest of the world? Obviously, we've got USA being the largest producer now in oil, but how are people like India and China going to react to this? And are we going to see cargoes diverted away? So supply chain is going to be quite important. In eventual situation, are we going to see a continuation of the conflict? At which point the question to ask is, who actually controls the Straits of Hormuz? Is it going to be the USA or is it going to be Iran? So you're going to see ships flowing through under the protection of US Navy. Mm-hmm. We would not want to see this scenario happening, in realistically. We've already heard some sort of undertones of, okay, we've bombed a lot of you now. Are you ready to talk? Iran has come back saying, no, we're still okay. Thank you very much. We're going to defend ourselves, as is our right. The uncertainty remains that this may go on for a bit longer. So we see the prices going up. We saw a refinery, Aramco refinery is now on fire. So 400,000 barrel a day refinery. This is quite crucial. It's not the biggest of the area, but it's not a bad sized refinery at the same time. So there's all these things going on in the background. It's just lots of news bites coming out that we kind of trying to put together to try and figure out where this is going to go.
So, as I understand it, it's more about not so much that the Strait of Hormuz is closed, because, like you said, who controls it? Who actually gets to make the calls? But it's about the ships being attacked and the impact, not just on the cargo, but the crew and insurance, shipping. I mean, the list goes on, right?
Yes.
So, in this kind of volatile environment, how do oil traders and brokers manage risk for their clients?
Okay, so first of all, with risk at this point, when you have so much uncertainty, it would be to be, if you aren't already, be even more conservative than possible. I think going back to the point I made earlier is more about securing your supply chain and making sure that your business can carry on, and then just fully hedge all the way you can do. There are impacts of what you are saying, ships being still or being hit, losing staff on the ships and so on. The dangers that are involved in that is this is all part of the cost of a business as well. In the meantime, the exchange is raising margins. So now we are super margining customers. So again, this has a cost of capital impact on their business. So there's a lot of things going on that will slow economies down.
Yeah.
And I think you can see that if this becomes any more prolonged, it will actually start registering on production, GDP, world GDP.
Marco, thank you so much for making it here such last notice. And thank you to our viewers for watching. For more financial content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.